Hi there, mommies. Welcome back to our first time mommy video diary. I hope your journey is still treating you well. I'm still enjoying my journey. My little princess doesn't move as much anymore. I think because she's running out of space, ne? Yeah. But the moves are actually still stronger, and I've noticed that she prefers the right side more. So most of the time I'm feeling the kicks. Most of the time we're communicating, me and this beautiful girl that I haven't met yet. I feel the kicks or the moves on my right side. My pelvic pressure is still there, but I don't feel it so much. The heartburn has actually subsided for some reason unknown to me. I can't complain, but my insomnia is still there. I think now with the insomnia, thinking too much might also just, like, my mind is too busy. So I think that's also just making sure the insomnia doesn't go away. Anyway, let me show you my niece how big this girl is. This is where we are now, at 38 weeks and 5 days. So my noon bean is still not ready to come meet us, but yeah, there she is. We're still good, feeling good. And I promised you ladies that I will share how I am prepping myself for labor and delivery mentally and emotionally, because I showed you the remedies, remember? So that's what I'm doing today, sharing that with you. And the first thing is I have been intentional and conscious of making sure that I am consuming positive content around women giving birth to their children. So on YouTube, I literally search positive birth stories. And that because, like, there are so many stories, there are so many people who just freely, ladies, freely decide to share gory stories, all these horror, like scary stories about women going into labor and actually giving birth to their children. And that actually plants fear in you, unnecessary fear that you don't need. So I have been very intentional about making sure that I consume positive content around women giving birth. Then the other thing is, I'm at a point, first of all, I never really honestly had any anxiety or any fear or worries or concern around labor itself and actually giving birth to my baby. I think I told you ladies that. But I have literally allowed myself to remember and not forget that I come from generations and generations of women who have given birth vaginally, naturally, unmedicated. And that happened for years. It's been happening for ages. Why would it stop with me? In my own family, when we just narrow it down and just leave the generations of women around the globe, my own family, my mother has given birth naturally without medication, and she's still alive, and I am here. So there's a lineage of women who have gone through what I am going through and have actually made it. And I feel that is reassurance, that is proof that God knows what He's doing, that our bodies know what to do. So I have kept that in my mind, that there's a generation, like generations of women. There are so many women around the globe who are doing this every single day, giving birth to their children. And it's not always a horror story. And then I have like simple affirmations that I just recite in my mind. I don't know, like, it's so hard sometimes to differentiate between an affirmation and a mantra. But okay, like, I tell myself things like in my head, I tell myself things like, my body is made for this. God knows what He has done and how He has designed my body to give birth. I am strong enough and have been equipped by God to carry life in my own body and to give birth to kings and queens. I can do this. I am going to give birth to a healthy child in a healthy way because I can handle the pain that comes with giving birth to my child. That's what I literally tell myself in my head. Like sometimes when I'm sleeping, it just goes, I think because I think about it so much, it just goes. So I keep repeating that to myself, that my body knows what it's supposed to do. God knows. And I have been born, or my body has been designed to carry life and to give birth. And I actually believe it. Ladies, listen. When you tell yourself something over and over and over again in your mind, you actually start believing it in your core. And that's what I have been very intentional about, that I do not want to even start thinking about anything that could go wrong during my labor or during the birthing and delivery of my child. Possibilities are there, yes, but that's not what I'm going to focus on. My focus right now is on believing and knowing and confidently trusting that my body knows what it has to do and that it will work with my child and that God will make it work. So that's how I have been emotionally and mentally prepping myself. And then I found this beautiful poem on Facebook. Like, I saw this so long ago. I think I must have been like 12. I must have been 12 weeks when I saw this on Facebook, ne? And somebody posted it, reposted it with this image. I'll put the image up. And I just went through it, and it was just an amazing piece to read. And now I'm actually using it as part of my prep emotionally and mentally because it's such a powerful piece, and I am going to share it with you today. I'm literally going to read it to you now. It is written by Katie Atkins of Spirit Wise Soul, and the name of the poem is She on Top of Her Tongue. And this is how it goes. They told you about the contractions, but did they tell you about the expansion? Did they tell you how your body would open up to make way for the whole universe to pass through? Did they tell you how your heart would explode with a love bigger than anything you've ever known as you pulled your child to your chest? They told you about the ring of fire, but did they tell you about the crown of stars? Did they mention that there's a moment when your baby enters the world and you leave your body to touch heavens and become a light of 1,000,000 galaxies? Did they tell you how the pain of stretching to receive your child would be more exquisite than any sensation you've ever known? They told you you would scream, but did they tell you how you would roar? Did they tell you about the power that would rise from your belly as you call your child forth with your mighty voice? Did they tell you how you would embody the wild woman within you and breathe fire with your song? They told you you would bleed, but did they tell you how that sacred blood wouldn't scare you? How you would feel grateful for that magical liquid as it tingled down your leg? How you would honor its flow and how it would help you heal a lifetime of hating your bleeding cycles? They told you these stories and taught you to fear birth, to fear your power, to fear yourself, but you are stronger and wiser than that, mama. You know birth is your divine dance, your soul song, your moment with God. And you walk fearlessly into her open arms. That is the beautiful piece by Katie Atkins of Spirit Wise Soul. I loved that piece, my miss. Like, I saw that piece and I just locked it in my memory box, and I was like, I'm going to share this when the time is right. And I think the time couldn't be any better than now that we are actually so close to, well, most of us are so close to giving birth to our babies. I really just love how it affirms, how it takes into consideration what we hear and what we are taught, and the fear that's being planted in our heads regarding birth, and how it goes to reaffirm us of the opposite. And actually, for some of us, it's actually just bringing forth the opposite of the fear that's being planted, and by those horror stories we hear about women giving birth. And that is my simple way of preparing myself mentally and emotionally for delivering and going through labor when my time comes. So hopefully you can use it as well. And yeah, keep enjoying the journeys, mommy. And remember that you are magic. And if I don't get to see you, if my baby decides to come before I see you again, please have a wonderful delivery of your baby, and keep enjoying your journey. Mwah.